CFU, a team like CFU, to run Yi Sun-shin in the jungle and play double fighters.
Well, I mean, Yi Sun-shin right now in the patch, I think a lot of teams can definitely agree that he's disgusting, right? He has like a decent early game because of the changes to the Mountain Chakra to give him that turtle bow, which is ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous the amount of damage he can pump out at level 4 itself on one target, ideally. Because it's not like he's got strong AoE, but it's a good disruptor.
And not only that, but I just feel like if you get the vision advantage, that's why when we've seen teams like play, for example, the either the YSS or let's say the Selena to an extent, it's like vision really helps you, but also just the layering of crowd control. From the cleanest games we've seen from throughout the tournament so far for MSC, it's teams that have a really good wombo combos, really good layering, and YSS I just feel like fits that role for a multitude of compositions.
Yeah, and I remember seeing this comment from our community before where one of the main differences between us normies in the pro scene is that the pro scene knows every single time what to do with vision. Like they know how to readjust to it, they know what to do with it, and I think, as you mentioned that nice, so game number 1 really was just like with SRG having all the vision and CFU having a mid laner who literally is blind in the lore. You know, SRG got the vision lead there.
They definitely
You are not prepared. No, I'm joking. That's a different game. I'm glad both of you are on the desk because you understand.
We get it. We get it. But now that the Boxy gets banned out, as well as the Arlet, we're seeing similar trends, right? Despite being on different sides, the only real difference is the Yi Sun-shin that gets banned out for the side of SRG. If not, everything else is pretty much exactly the same as game number 1 in terms of the bans.
Hey, let's see if CFU, I think they have to try to consider taking out a page of SRG's book. They need some multiple carries, and most importantly, moving forward, I would want to see Wadu end up with heroes such as like the Lapu Lapu, heroes with a lot of control, strong, engaged. As fantastic as Uranus is in the meta, I feel like in this specific matchup, we might have to forgo that hero.
Oh, interesting. It looks like CFU do not want to go for the Kalia knowing that the Zushin is open. And now I want to see whether SRG is going to change priority, right? Because again, we've seen a lot of the time that Zushin and as well as Fredrin make fights sticky. It's like trekking through mud in slippers. You're going to lose your footwear at some point of time the longer you fight. And I think that SRG also recognizes this too. If they go for the Kalia, they understand that if we execute, we need to make sure that we've got the right amount of damage. Oh, they go for the Lancelot. They don't have to go for their mid pick just yet.
I guess this is another chance. It's open. Might as well take it, you know, put it in the hands of Skies and let him go ahead and roll with it, because still I think the game plan from SRG specifically, because they have a Kalea, is they're still going to go ahead and complement this. A lot of the teams that have found success with that hero now, after, you know, some of the changes that it went through, is like you need to be able to go ahead and complement it and play into that. So CFU, with that in mind, they have a Jushin. Do they just go the Fredrin here? Like, do they pick this up? Is that, we've seen Fredrins fall behind the Lancelot, so looks like they'll go with an early gold lane pick. They pick up the Harith, and then they go the Phoveus.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
You know, I again, with CC out within first rotation bans, there's so many good picks in the EXP that suddenly just pop up, right? And at this point, with the Harith, I think the Harith is kind of interesting, right? Because it's kind of a hit or miss.
Yeah.
You clearly, teams have been playing Harith for like years at a time. Whether you're a legacy player, whether you're a recent player, within the next past 2 to 3 years, Harith has just been a dominant force within the metagame. So I'm assuming that he knows the mechanics of it. I'm just curious to see how SRG is going to answer. Wow, they omit taking mid picks, instead guaranteeing Cram a good time.
Yeah, you could really see where these two teams are at in terms of putting priority in the picks for their EXP laners. Because of the wide pool of Stormy as well, he has a plethora of options to go with. Even if CFU decide to just go ahead and ban out, say, the Kimi and the Farsa, you could still opt to go with Zetian since you are playing around the Lancelot in the jungle. Usually, we've come to the agreement that if you are a utility jungle, maybe Zetian might be lacking in terms of the early game presence and the damage that you can dish out. So they're done with that problem. So now SRG are looking to cover their bases with taking away strong crowd control from the hands of Boxy.
I think, yeah, getting rid of the crowd control is really important here, mainly because their composition right now lacks a lot of damage. I'm expecting that CFU is going to get rid of Farsa, and that's number 1. I am curious to see whether this is going to be a Roger game for the side of Innocent. That could be a possibility. Yee, really interesting ban here for the side of CFU. Are they hard reading into this?
I was one of the heroes in my head for SRG would have been Eve. Just because, again, it goes with the sense of, all right, let's go ahead and set things up. This would also complement the Kalea pretty well. And then typically, if you have that Harith across from you and you set things up in that real-world manipulation, it makes things a little bit easier to go and I feel like just fight against. But they could be reading into it too much. But this will still force us into a situation where it's like, okay, what is Stormy going to play? But he is one of those players that has a pretty deep hero pool, and that's the advantage for him. So is it worth the ban? Maybe not so much.
Yeah, because there's a chance we might already be seeing a potential last 2 picks Farsa Granger on the side of SRG. With the Eve gone, if Farsa doesn't get banned out by CFU, they took out the Hilda. Usually those are some of the telltale signs that you are leaning towards those 2 heroes.
Here's a different angle, right? I think they got rid of the Yve this time around. I mean, Farsa definitely was going to go no matter what. I think we all understood that. But the Yve in particular is a pretty decent matchup in a 1v1 when you're up against the Zushin. Those Void Blasts really start to stack up for you. You don't mind if the wave pushes in. Hey, fun fact, everybody.
Wow.
Ruby Gold Lane currently has a 100% win rate in 3 games at this year's MSC.
Yeah.
Bring it. Lock it into your rank games.
Yeah, more Ruby in the gold, but make sure you pair it up with the juice in.
Please be playing into a 5-stack, so at least you have 4 other people to talk smack about you if you suck.
Yeah, because if you play Ruby in solo queue, it's not going to do well for you.
All right, here we go. We do see the Kimmy get locked in this time round. They're leaving this final pick up for grabs. Oh, dude, are they going to play another fighter? It doesn't make sense if they make it play another fighter at this point.
Yeah.
They need the burst damage, right? But where's it going to come from? They can use Lancelot as the cleaner. Roger has burst, but only when he gets 3 items, so you probably would rather have the Granger at the end of the day.
But what fighters have we seen in the gold lane? It's only been the CC, Ruby.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so still, no. I think they go for the double marksman. I think they are going to lean towards the Granger, or they might even want to consider carry. There's not a lot of things that carry needs to worry about here.
The Lucas is probably. I think this is Lucas jungle, bro.
No, but I mean, he's paired up with the Kalea and the glue. Plus, you also have the pulse of the Kimmy.
I don't know, something about CFU, and every time I see that Lucas, it's like, it's dangerous. It's real dangerous.
Fair.
It's, as much as we would imagine that Lucas has kind of fallen off the metagame, keep in mind what his role is supposed to be. He just doesn't want to die to the Lancelot. If he gets picked up, he has anti-CC to try and look to counterplay this Kalea. Most importantly, he can almost guarantee a separation of the front to back line, which is something that CFU want.
Yeah, okay. SRG, their last 2 picks were very clear. It could have been Farsa Granger. Farsa was taken away, so they go for the double marksman with Kimmy and the Granger together, while CFU are going all in a very high aggro all dive lineup to see if they can push this into game number 3 against SRG.
I'm so excited to see the little flash step from Detective to unleash that beast this time round. Look, it's CFU on the blue side facing off against SRG, but it is match point. Keep in mind, elimination is on the board. CFU must bring this back to take it to a game number 3 against the defending EWC 24 champs.
So close for SRG right now after maybe not the best group stage performances that we've seen from them. They are 1 win away from getting to the knockouts, and they'll be able to breathe a little bit, I feel like. So this is a crucial game number 2 for them.
It's so important. Now, both of these squads are going to try and outplay each other at the highest level. CFU will be starting Detective on his orange buff. Sakai is going to be on his purple buff. So they're going to be starting on the same side of the map. I'm curious to see that whether or not they're going to end up towards EXP's side, because that's what it always seems to boil down to, right? SRG has prioritized so often playing through their jungle to make sure that Cram is going to have a decent time in the laning phase. Not sure if that's a technical pause, but I'm just going to hope that it is. Oh, no, back into the game.
Okay, I was going to say, it looks like they're still playing. That was almost a first blood, too. Down in that XP lane, so nothing to convert there. Yeah, catching up here.
Yeah, it looks like both sides. Wait, was it both sides? I'm not 100% sure. Either way, this is a big win coming in from Cram. He will start to develop a lead against Wadu, ever so slowly, of course, but we want to see how this continues to progress, right? As you can see, ever so slightly, just missing, Wadu just literally missed 1 minion, and that's it.
Yeah, okay. Catching up there, too. I guess Boxy burned the flicker down there, so they were going for that quick kind of play, quick advantage if they could. CFU didn't find it, but now they might look here in the mid lane. Stormy, he's going to be fine. Has Yumes with him, so yeah, I think just because that didn't happen in the early game, you're going to go ahead and just see them wait for that first objective to come up. Unless they decide to actually commit to this. Box is going to be the focus.
Oh,
Cram
no.
roamed up the first blood for Stormy. Now Opie going to be in trouble. 4 members of SRG all here for the fight. And Detective will buy enough time. This turtle's up here, and SRG has control for now.
I don't get it. Why did Boxy walk up so far? He, like, just, you look at the minimap, you can see that Wadu doesn't have priority over that lane. You see 3 members, and the first thing in your mind is like, oh yeah, I'm just like try and poke him out. No, you back off. You don't have your flicker.
Yeah, and right now they want to go ahead and start up this turtle here. They're going to fight for it. Cramp. Also on this other side, Detective forced off, but he can't escape this one. Gonna go in. Sakai's actually in trouble, quite low. Goes in. Sakai falls, and Wadu will go in, but Stormy secures the turtle. Meanwhile, the fight's still gonna be breaking out, and it's Boxy that goes down. But CFU is winning this fight after the objective, and Cram, 1 hit away, will be able to escape under the turret. But Stormy will get some extra gold off of that as well. The turtle did go to SRG.
Oh, Innocent, where are you shooting? Okay, all right, he recovered. Good recovery, good recovery. No, nobody's sweating here. Nobody's sweating here. Because again, SRG technically in that turtle fight made a pretty big mistake. Wait, hold on. No, Oppie shouldn't die here, right?
Yeah, he should be fine. He should be.
I think, but I don't know about Sky's on the other end because Sakai's unfortunately, I don't know why he decided, you know what? I'm a Phantom Execution back into that fight. And Wadu's standing there like, okay.
With 1 HP, but
Badonk. I don't get it. I don't get it.
the arms of Wadu, man. Like,
Arms of Wadu.
come on in, you know, and but still, good thing Stormy was able to go ahead and secure that for a second there. Thinking CFU could actually turn it around, but they do get a couple kills, goes in the hands of Wadu and Opie. And so I feel like now Zing is going to be, he's going to need some help from the team here to go ahead and help him, because it just seems like Innocent is kind of in that situation where he wants to go ahead and 1v1. We've seen that matchup so much with the Granger and the Harith, and now that the level 4s are in consideration here on both sides, I still think SRG has the better option to go for these pickoffs, especially because they have this Kalea. The flicker is going to be up in about 10 seconds. Cram will be the focus. But still, Detective forced off even with the beast form. Oh, not sure if they do anything off of that.
No. Getting rid of the beast form is actually really, really good because Detective right now can't get any energy just yet. He has to wait for the form to completely run out, because if he dies early, then whatever the bar was maintains. And this allows SRG to walk into enemy territory knowing that that ult is down and it won't be up anytime soon unless they get into a fight here.
Oh, they might. Boxy jumping in with Wadu. They're going to be focusing Cram. Detective, though, is going to find Opie. Goes in with a Thorn Rose. Will pick it up. They're going to be trading right now. Turtle for the taking. Cram is still alive. He's been this way this whole time. The team comes in, but Boxy will go ahead and stop them in with a fist crack, fist break. And now still jumping in. Wadu, tanky as hell, will force them off, so no one committing to the turtle. Does SRG go back to it? Sakai's fully healthy here. We have Detective grabbing the buff. They should be able to go ahead and secure the second turtle of the game here. Boxy doing his best alongside Wadu, trying to delay it, but it's going to be secured by Sakai's, the flicker from Wadu. Innocent now rotating all the way down. Opie takes the brunt of the damage, and they jump on in. Yumes takes the face of it all, but he goes down now too as Detective joined the fight. A shockwave blast won't land, but they trade out bodies here.
Worth it. Very worth it for SRG. Wait. Technically, Cram should still have his ult available. Yeah, he got the reset. He's pulling them back.
He's going to pull him back. Wadu, he's tanky, but not tanky enough. A shot from Innocent will clean it on up. And now Box going to be the next one. Flickers on out. Does Innocent have one more? Goes in, gets punched on back, but will get a double. Another big pickup for SRG.
I was wondering why Stormy, despite being decently low, why he wanted to hover around. And then I realized, Cram, he already got the reset off of his ultimate. He just needed to wait a little bit of time. Good thing that we have the... Oh my
meanwhile,
God.
They went also on that. I think they Tsunami Slam too, so Zing in trouble, still in the mid lane. Opie trying to get away, but it's 2 bodies too much as Cram will pick up. There's fights everywhere happening on the map.
There's fights literally everywhere. SRG is keeping it scrappy, and now they're calling, they can dive him. They know they can dive him. Look at the top side. Detective's in trouble.
Everywhere. There's a fight literally everywhere, and now Detective in trouble. He's gonna get forced off the turret, and also Innocent gets a 1v1.
Good game IQ coming in from Detective's side. He immediately focused. Oh wait, hold on. We saw everything that happened on the map. There's a good chance that they're trying to go for the top side and dive me. I gotta clear up this wave to make sure that I can sustain and then get the hell out of there.
Oh man, this is a lot of ground to cover now for CFU Gaming. Every single fight they've been in, it looks like, you know, there's a couple of moments where it's like, all right, they've got this, and then SRG responds to it with everything they're throwing at him. It's really hard for CFU to find that window like this. Even this, tanky as he is, he's gonna deal with so much damage as Wadu falls. And now they're gonna go ahead and go forward, disengage here. Third turtle, the game is up, but they have the numbers advantage for SRG.
Yeah, they for some reason really badly want this top tier 1. They've been here for so long, trying to crack open this this turret and get the structure. This entire time, you see that the guy is actually farming on the opposite end of the map, right? Clearing his jungle path, making sure that right now, this 4 from SRG is too strong.
Cram again, he's right on Detective. Detective, as a beast, he's trying to get away. They flicker forward. Boxy's gone as Innocent picks up another, and he'll get a double. Looking for more Bayums to fall. Zing forced out. Wadu joining the fight now. Is this really the fight he wants? He's going for Stormy. Stormy gets the space as Innocent picks up another kill. Now Opie in trouble. Innocent locked and loaded, shoots off one shot, gets a double again, looking for the cleanup. Zing jumps under the turret, and Cram wants to zone him out. And it's only Zing left after that. SRG is locked in.
They are locked in, and they said, Turtle, it's chill. We don't care. We don't care about this last turtle. We care about the fight. We care about the structures that we can get off of this. And they will continue to progress. Let's look at this fight one more time, right? Because Cram is doing so goddamn much. It's ridiculous, right? How is he getting away with this? So I'm not gonna lie. Boxy was doing the right thing, holding all 4 members of SRG back, but I think that CFU just had to give it up. They keep forcing this scenario, especially when they don't have anything involved.
Oh, they're gonna fight for this one too! Innocent grabs Wadu, looks for another, gets the double. Opie falls, Innocent gets the triple, going for the Maniac. He has to get space. He gets that, he gets the Savage! Innocent is not innocent no more. Picks up a Savage. This point in the game, a huge swing for Selangor Red Giants, OG Esports, and they'll get a tier 2 in the mid.
That's disgusting. Right now, SRG, OG are playing hot and Innocent. 14-0-1. What a KDA as they're looking to try and close out this game as soon as possible. This is some nasty stuff. I don't know. Maybe SRG figured out eat rice and some good stuff, and you're playing on a different level.
They got that from the interview, and right now, so far ahead. 14-0-1 on this Granger. Innocent has had all the space in the world, and he has a flicker. He's had a couple moments, close moments, where he's been very low health, but still, again, you got to give it up to the Beast here. His positioning, his micro is always so good, and it's really covered from the rest of the team.
Yeah, unfortunately for CFU, they just keep on fighting and fighting and fighting. I get why they have to fight for the Lord specifically, but other than that, the previous objectives, it was not necessary, especially on third turtle or even second turtle. Second turtle technically could have been outplayed from the side of Wadu, but again, very slim margins.
Okay. Even with this lead, they're still going to go ahead, get to the base.
No way.
Sakai's going to jump in. Oh, Detective goes with the blast, but doesn't have enough damage. Oh, Sing. Not close enough to catch Sakai's.
Yeah, if only Sing had Flicker. If only he had Flicker. I think that's the biggest problem that we're seeing, right? Because of the Kalia just taking that Purify, you're just so worried, but you get caught out in these positions where you can't force plays upon your opponents. Now, in this fight alone, we see the exact same problem, right? The lead, the gold lead, especially on the carries, are basically untouched. Stormy and as well as Innocent are having the time of their lives. And Sakai's, so far, he's not making too many mistakes, but Boxy has to worry about too many things at once. And you can see Innocent, he's having the time of his life.
Well, right now, the time of their life is in this base turret if they can get it, but the waves are cleared out so quickly from this lineup from CFU Gaming. Look at the difference here. Look at the gaps, especially in that gold lane.
This is too much. It is too much to handle. OP, he's playing hyper aggressively, especially when the resources are down. This is what I was talking about, the overheats coming in from CFU. They want to win so bad, but they keep compromising their early game when honestly, they just needed to take a breath, wait for that first item to come through, and then look for these fights, because these chain fights have netted SRG such a whopping lead on the perfect time. That's why SRG didn't even bother taking the third turtle. It's all about those fights.
Yeah, let's prove that point too. They're going to find the Lord up here in a couple seconds. And so with this, I think CFU, I don't know, man. I think it's better that they stay in their base.
Oh my god, Innocent is already at full build.
Yeah, full build. Hey, 11 and a half minutes in, full build. That's what happens when you're 14-0-1.
Jeez, this is not a fun time for CFU. And the worst part is now they decide we can't even walk up. This is a 10K gold lead. This is the checkmate angle of a lifetime. And right now, they're unfortunately, the reason why they fought for the very first Lord in the first place was because their wave clear isn't exactly good.
So as they get the Lord, they're going to get ready to go ahead and march into the base here. They've already worked on the shields, this half health on that mid turret, and they can force a fight. With this kind of lineup, CFU really just kind of has to buckle in and wait for that initiation. And maybe Boxy will be able to disrupt that when it does happen, but unless they decide to go on the front foot, I don't know if they're in fighting form to be able to turn things around, even as this approaches the base here.
No, this is the worst part. Just watching that Lord, you cannot walk out of your base. It feels like impending doom. CFU are preying on a miracle here. They're praying that SRG OG overextends and makes the first mistake. Right now, seeing, I don't even think he's strong enough just yet to deal with the major tanks on the side of SRG.
Base turret going to be worked on. Lord will push on in. Managing the top and bottom wave. Sakai's going to jump in. Opie has trouble already. He's gone. That's one down. A Tsunami Slam up top. Innocent will go off with the shots. Wadu won't survive that. And SRG already on the work. Detective jumping on in, but it's already a double. And the last ditch efforts of CFU as SRG will tell them it wasn't luck at all as they sweep the series.